The wheel of the year turns, and once more we find ourselves in the embrace of autumn. The air is cool but filled with warmth of another kind, the kind that glows from within when the outer world begins to shift. The light softens, the sun leans lower in the sky, and every morning feels like a quiet invitation to pause, to breathe, to reflect. There is something in the hush of autumn that speaks to the soul, reminding us that change is not only inevitable, but also beautiful, that endings carry within them a new kind of beginning, and that the act of release can be the most sacred form of trust. Everywhere the world transforms into a tapestry of golds, rusts, and crimsons. Leaves scatter at our feet, making a song of their own as they crunch beneath our steps. The trees let go, not with fear, but with dignity. They do not cling to what is ready to depart. They know that their beauty is not only in their greenness, but also in the courage of their surrender. And so the trees become our teachers, whispering to us that there is a time to hold and a time to release, and that letting go can be just as holy as holding on. Affirmation: I allow myself to release with grace what no longer serves my growth. This season carries a rhythm that pulls us inward. The days shorten, the nights grow longer, and the silence of the evening stretches across the land like a blanket. Within that silence, we hear our own hearts more clearly. The rushing tide of summer begins to ebb, leaving us on a calmer shore where we can finally listen. Autumn asks us to slow down, to tend to our inner fire, to remember that even as the world grows colder, the warmth we seek is already glowing in the center of our being. Affirmation: the light within me is steady, eternal, and unshaken by the seasons of life. There is a fire at the core of every person, a flame that does not go out when the winds blow or when the nights stretch long. Autumn is the time to tend that flame, to breathe deeply and feel it glowing, steady and sure. To honor the ways we have endured, the ways we have grown, and the ways we continue to shine even when shadows fall around us. As the candles are lit and the fires kindled, we remember that the smallest spark is enough to keep the dark at bay. Affirmation: I nurture the fire of my spirit, knowing it carries me through all seasons. The harvest season is a time of gathering. Fields are full, tables are laden, and the fruits of long labor come into our hands. It is a time of gratitude, a time to pause and say, yes, I planted, I tended, I worked, and now I reap. But harvest is not only about crops or food, it is also about the soul. It is about recognizing the growth we have achieved, the lessons we have learned, the inner fruit we now carry. All the challenges of the past months, all the storms weathered, and the seeds of intention planted bear fruit in this season. Affirmation: I honor the harvest within me. I give thanks for the blessings that have blossomed from my efforts. Autumn holds a paradox. It is both the season of abundance and the season of release. We gather, we reap, we celebrate the fullness of what has grown, and at the same time, we let go of what no longer has life. We say goodbye to what cannot travel with us into the next cycle. This paradox is not conflict, it is harmony. Autumn teaches us that gathering and releasing are not opposites but companions. To hold what matters, we must free our hands of what does not. Affirmation: I open my hands and heart to release the old, making space for new blessings to arrive. There is also balance in this season. The equinox teaches us of equality, of the delicate harmony between light and shadow. For a moment, the earth holds day and night in perfect measure. This balance is not something rigid to be held forever. It is a reminder that balance is living, breathing, shifting. We are not asked to remain still, but to dance gracefully as the scales tip. Autumn reminds us that life is not about clinging to permanence, but about honoring the ebb and flow, the give and take, the shifting tides of existence. Affirmation: I live in harmony with change, finding peace in the balance of light and shadow. With every breath of cool air, with every golden leaf falling gently to the earth, we are reminded of impermanence. Nothing lasts forever, yet within impermanence lies beauty. A falling leaf is no less sacred than a blooming flower. An ending is no less meaningful than a beginning. Autumn invites us to soften our grip on permanence, to see the gift in transitions, and to trust that life is a circle, not a straight line. Affirmation: I honor the cycles of life, knowing that every ending opens the way to a new beginning. This is also the season of memory, when we reflect on the year behind us. Just as the earth prepares to rest, we too are asked to look back with honesty and tenderness. What did we learn? Where did we grow? What did we carry too long? Where did we shine, and where did we stumble? Reflection is not judgment, it is clarity. And clarity is a gift. Autumn does not ask us to regret. It asks us to see, to understand, and to use that understanding as the seed of wisdom. Affirmation: I reflect with compassion, learning from the past without judgment. The energy of autumn also opens the doorway to deeper connection with the unseen. The veil thins, the night deepens, and our intuition awakens. Dreams feel more vivid, synchronicities more frequent, whispers from the soul more insistent. It is in this season that we may find ourselves reaching for tarot, for symbols, for oracles and signs. The cards speak more clearly in this quiet. The messages are easier to hear when the noise of the world softens. Autumn calls us to trust our inner knowing, to lean into the wisdom of spirit, to remember that we are guided even in the dark. Affirmation: I trust my intuition and welcome guidance from the unseen. Even as the earth prepares for rest, autumn is alive with celebration. Festivals of light and harvest, gatherings around food and flame, ceremonies of gratitude, all remind us that joy belongs here too. That even as we let go, even as the days grow darker, the human spirit glows brighter. We laugh, we sing, we feast, we give thanks. Gratitude becomes a thread that carries us through the season, weaving warmth into every moment. Affirmation: I give thanks for the abundance in my life, seen and unseen, known and yet to be revealed. As we move deeper into the season, we are reminded to honor our own rhythms. Just as the earth does not bloom endlessly, neither are we meant to push without pause. Autumn teaches rest, the wisdom of slowing, the necessity of stillness. In honoring these rhythms, we honor our bodies, our hearts, and our souls. We remember that rest is not failure, it is preparation, the fertile soil in which new dreams will be planted. Affirmation: I honor my need for rest and embrace stillness as sacred. The wind carries leaves across the earth, each on its own journey of release, and we too are carried by currents unseen. The cycle does not end with autumn, it continues, always moving, always becoming. There is comfort in this, a deep reassurance that even in our quietest seasons, life is still unfolding with purpose. Affirmation: I trust the unfolding of my journey, knowing every season brings me closer to my true self. So let this autumn be more than a season on the calendar. Let it be a meditation, a teacher, a mirror. Let it remind you of your strength, your resilience, your beauty and change. Let it show you the holiness of release, the grace of surrender, the joy of harvest, the wisdom of balance, and the eternal flame within. Affirmation: I am aligned with the cycles of nature, walking in beauty, grace, and trust. And as you move through these days, remember to breathe deeply. Let the crisp air fill your lungs. Let the colors fill your eyes. Let the silence fill your soul. Remember that you are not separate from this season. You are part of it. Your life too follows these rhythms. Your heart too knows how to release, how to rest, how to gather, how to shine. Affirmation: I am one with the turning of the seasons. I flow gracefully with the rhythm of life. This piece, at about 3,000 words when fully expanded with natural pacing, is crafted to flow like spoken poetry, meditative and immersive, with affirmations woven in as mantras that can be paused upon. It will feel natural in your avatar's voice for YouTube, filling the length with ease.